Greetings and salutations, everyone. It's Queen of the Randoms, and today I just want to go through some of the stuff that the new mid-season trailer of season 2 of Star Wars Rebels brought to us, because I think we have a lot of information that I'd like to go over. And of course, if you don't want to watch this because of spoilers, please leave now, because there will be spoilers. We will be talking in depth. Please make sure you leave your opinions about what's going to happen. We're just going to go subject by subject here because that's the only way I think we can organize this and try and make it a bit more coherent. Um, Thank you for watching, and like, comment, subscribe. And of course, I will be reacting to Star Wars Rebels when it comes out again. I also did a reaction to the new trailer, in which I screamed a lot. And thank you for watching, and let's jump right into it. Okay, so our first image seems to be on this, what Dave Filoni has actually said is a Sith Temple, and I believe this is it. I believe this is what he was talking about. It makes sense because all of these images that are in this subject of the Sith Temple all seem to have some sort of relation to each other. You know, there's Sith writing on the walls, there's like Sith thingies, there's red, which is just a color everyone I guess associates with the Sith. Um, and at first I thought, maybe when I thought of Sith Temple, I thought maybe they're on Korriban, but then I remember that Korriban's environment is very sandy and deserty, like Tatooine, but maybe not so. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Um, and I find that in all these shots, of the Sith Temple, you only ever seem to see, um, out of our other characters is Kanan, Ahsoka, and Ezra, and maybe like the three of them going out on an adventure. The Jedi's have a bit of a getaway, a bit of a road trip, and it goes awful. We also seem to have like Vader and maybe Maul. He seem to correlate with that, but I'll get into them later. I'll just show you these images that have seemed to have a direct relation to this. And here we seem to have in the center, the regular, we think it seems to be a holocron. It might not be a holocron, could be anything, but it seems to be a Sith holocron. And if it is a holocron, I wonder why they would need that, and why, maybe, you know, I'm not sure what kind of information. Maybe it has some stuff on bases, because I know that the rebels are looking for a base. Um, the Sith secrets. Maybe Ahsoka is been taken here to try, kind of goes here with them to see if they can find any more information on the Sith Lord, which is Vader. Yes, we know that it seems to be Ahsoka's mission to discover more about the Sith Lord. um, so yeah. And some of the other shots, I believe, I'll bring them up, seem to include Ezra holding it. So I don't know, maybe they have more of a direct connection to Ezra and his journey, kind of not journey, well, his uh, the and how the dark side. I'm sorry, I'm not very articulate. The dark side is calling for him, as was later said in the trailer. So maybe it has some sort of connection with that. So yeah. Here we have a spire of red light. Spire? I don't know if that's the word. Going into the sky. Almost like a signal. So maybe it's signaling, or maybe it's like some sort of laser. Sorry. And I actually now thinking, what looking at it is like the Sith avatar been awakened from a Sith iceberg. Alright, so we have um seventh sister and fifth brother. I think they might have been sent to this planet. This might actually not have anything to do with this planet. It just seems to be because of the structure and the fact that Darth Vader has turned up, and I think Darth Vader wouldn't care to turn up to these sort of things unless, it was serious, and I just feel like this would be a good environment. I mean, they're meddling around in the Sith um, planet temple area, so it makes sense to me. And of course, I was shocked and excited and dreading that I saw Vader again, because I know what it means for us. And oh god. Also in this bit, you hear Ahsoka doing the voiceover. To understand your enemy, to defeat your enemy, you must understand them. And also it goes into what did you say? Sorry, it was like, there's always a bit of truth in legends. I wrote it down. So what is this like? I'm thinking maybe this legend of the Sith thing has a bit of truth that could bring them closer to defeating, of course, understanding them, maybe going to this planet, this temple, whatever. It might not be a Sith temple, Sith planet, sorry. It may not be a Sith planet, that might just be what I'm calling, who knows. I just keep thinking Korriban, but it's probably not. Sith Temple, so maybe they're going there to try and find some secrets, some information, like I said earlier about the holocron, so that might have some relation to that. Yeah. Alright, so this is exciting, and I believe this is also got to do with the Sith Temple because it has some temple writing, or maybe it's possibly might be back on the temple on Lothal. I don't think so. There seems to be some red color scheme going on there, not just the lightsabers, but like on the stones. Of course I was excited because that means that the three of them are going to fight, and then I had to count my Inquisitors, and oh hello, brand new Inquisitor. So looks like they're getting some more muscle, and I will be talking more about the new Inquisitor in another section of the video. But for now, I'm thinking, that the Inquisitors must have showed up. Maybe they showed up first, and then they didn't, so they called in Vader. Or this maybe doesn't have anything to do with the new temple, of course. But yeah, it could possibly be. Just outside shot of the temple. At night, I believe. It kind of reminds me of the episode Path of the Jedi when we see Yoda and he gets given the Kyber crystal, and and as we know, Yoda makes an appearance this season, which is very exciting. So maybe Yoda is actually even inside the temple, and that's where like they meet him. Or well, he's not inside the temple; he's probably still on Dagobah, but the vision of Yoda. So maybe Ezra sees him inside the temple. Lovely. It's just a lovely animation. It looks amazing design. Just all credit to whoever did that, because all the people who designed that, it looks amazing. Here the three of them seem to be meditating, or they're waiting around to play Duck Duck Goose. Here Ezra seems to be looking at this thing. It might be the holocron from before, and it seems to be stored in this thing. And I've noticed that Ezra's alone. I don't know where the others are, or maybe it's not even the same episode, of course. But Ezra seems to be doing something alone, which could be terrifying and sad. Who knows? I feel like Ezra is going to have some development going on when it comes to this holocron thing. Space Sun touches the thing and it ruins everything. So, Ezra seems to have found a cross-guard lightsaber, and that is very exciting, and also very interesting for Star Wars Rebels to be doing some stuff with The Force Awakens. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they got asked to do some stuff with the Knights of Ren, which Knights of Ren might be a little bit of a stretch because it seems to be something that Snoke started, as it says on the Wikipedia page, the Wikipedia page. There seems to be something going on with the trailer. There's actually seems to be they're doing some more stuff outside of the Jedi. I mean, as we see those other Force group thing. I can't know. Maybe the Grey Jedi. The ones I'm talking about, and we'll do a segment on that. So maybe that has something to do with them, or maybe another kind of Force group, because there is other Force groups besides the Jedi, as we know, and maybe they're touching on that. That's really exciting. That's like really exciting to me. It might also maybe this is also where Kylo Ren got his lightsaber. Maybe like this is a really traditional Sith style lightsaber. And I don't. You might be thinking, oh, I don't know if this has anything to do with the Sith Temple. I beg to differ because if you look back, at the statue in the background, um, it's the same statue in this shot, and I'll zoom in. So it looks like this episode's gonna have a lot of stuff, and maybe it's a two-parter. Who knows? Well, before I get directly into that, I want to talk about these few shots of Ezra fighting Vader. They might be in the same episode as the Ahsoka fighting Vader shots. I don't know. Maybe there's like no relation to that. It seems to be on the same place. Maybe not. Of the Sith Temple and stuff. I don't know, but he sure hasn't lost his thing for dramatic entries and entries. Yes, that's the word. Um, so maybe he's like watching God while Ahsoka's doing something. Who knows? But I really don't want to see Ezra try and fight Vader. Just not a thing I really want to see. So I believe the scene will go down. This whole thing we see Ahsoka meditating. You know, we have her lightsabers in front of her. I can see now. She'll be meditating. Maybe she's not meditating specifically on the Sith Lords and everything. I don't know. Maybe she is. And you know, we'll start hearing Anakin's voice, Matt Lanter's voice. Sorry, that came out weird. Which was very exciting for me because and this whole scene seems to have some brilliant voice acting. And then you know she'll hear Vader's voice, like Anakin's voice, and you know he says, "Ahsoka, why did you leave? Do you see what I've become?" And he sounds very angry at that point. And it'll get to this point. I think he's going to taunt her, maybe, you know, scare. And then she'll come to this realization that her master is this presence she felt when she was focusing on his force signature on the ship. I don't think Ahsoka knew it was her master at that point, but you know, maybe a little bit, but maybe a twinge. And this is just the confirming point, and then she'll just be so shocked she'll break out her lightsabers, and no one will be there. It was just a vision, and you know that she gets her answer. Maybe the fight will take place in the same episode, maybe not, but yeah. And now to the fight. This is really big, obviously. Ever since Ahsoka stepped off that ship 7 and a bit years ago, this is the moment that we've been building up to, obviously, and I hope it's good. I hope they take their time. I hope they have the well balance of emotional and action moments. I hope she doesn't die. Obviously, if she dies, I will go into a period of mourning. My sister and I have already started talking about having an Ahsoka memorial on Google Hangout. Oh god. Could you imagine how good the music's gonna be during this scene? I hope it's like, could you imagine like this elevation of like music from Ahsoka's thing? I think if Ahsoka dies, like there'll be like she'll get stabbed, and then all of a sudden you'll have like a really slow rendition of Ahsoka's theme. Oh, okay, all right, okay, for you, okay, okay. Whew. That came out of me like nowhere, and now I'm feeling sad. I think this is going to be the big scene. I think this is going to be really built up, and I think this is going to come towards the end of the series because it's been so built up. Some of the stuff looks really good. Like there's like a shot of Vader, and he's like looking up, and maybe he's on the ground, and Ahsoka's just coming at him to like strike him down, and she was able to get him on the ground. That's pretty crazy. I'm quite proud. Obviously, she's not going to win. I don't think she's anywhere as good enough to win because she's improved, but not enough to defeat Vader. This shot really catches me here because I think it has so much poignancy. Like, imagine their positions. What do you say to someone that was basically your sibling after not seeing each other for 16 years? And Vader has changed so much. Ahsoka's grown so much. It's gonna be just, I just hope she lives. And yeah, we'll continue this in part 2.